Before you close your eyes tonight, let me ask you something. Do you fall asleep as a beggar, pleading for tomorrow to bring you change? Or do you fall asleep as the one who already holds the winning ticket in your hand? Every night is the stage on which the universe listens to your final word. Every night is the crown of your day, where imagination rules and sets the order of tomorrow. The exercise I share with you now is the V.I.P method, a sacred formula to fall asleep as a lottery jackpot winner. Not tomorrow, not someday, but as the one who already possesses it. The secret is not to strive, not to beg, but to accept. Because what you accept inwardly before sleep, the universe must accept outwardly in your world. This is the V.I.P exercise. Vision, inner speech, permission, identity presence, and the seal of sleep. Practice it as faithfully as you breathe, and you will discover that the lottery is not chance, but obedience to law. The law of assumption never fails. And tonight, it works for you. When you begin this practice, you must understand that everything starts in the unseen realm of imagination. Vision is the very seed of manifestation, and without it, nothing takes form. If you cannot see it within, it cannot appear without. When I speak of vision, I am not speaking of daydreaming or idle fantasy. I am speaking of deliberate, vivid, and disciplined imagination that creates reality. Each night, before you fall asleep, you are given a sacred opportunity to step into the reality you choose. For most people, sleep is simply a habit of drifting off after replaying the events of the day, reliving failures, fears, and frustrations. But for the one who understands the law, sleep is the doorway through which imagination plants the seed of tomorrow. To fall asleep properly is to command the universe. Vision must come first, for what you see within is what you will one day hold in your hands. In this exercise, you do not need to force numbers or details. Many think that if they just imagine the exact winning combination, they will secure the prize. But the law does not operate by numbers. It operates by states. To live in the state of the winner is far greater than to attempt to manipulate the digits. The digits will take care of themselves when the state is assumed. What matters is that you see yourself having won. Your vision must be short and alive. Do not stretch it into a long story that exhausts your imagination. See only what implies the fulfillment of your desire. See your name in bold print as the one who has won. See the look of surprise and joy in the eyes of those around you. See your hands touching the check or the ticket. The shorter the vision, the stronger it becomes, because it can be repeated again and again without effort. You must see it through your own eyes. This is vital. When you imagine, you are not watching a movie where you are the actor on a screen. You must step into the scene. Feel it from the inside. Look through your own eyes at the moment of triumph. This is what Neville meant when he said, "You must occupy the state." If you look at yourself from outside, you remain a spectator. But when you see from within, you become the one who experiences. Vision is not about pretending or hoping. It is about experiencing the end in the silence of your mind before the world has caught up. The universe is not waiting to decide whether you are worthy of this gift. It has already said yes. The only question is, can you say yes to yourself through vision? Most people sabotage themselves in this first step because they are impatient. They close their eyes for a moment, see themselves holding the ticket, and then immediately wonder if it will work. They open their eyes and return to doubt. This is like planting a seed and digging it up every hour to see if it has grown. The vision must be planted and left alone to germinate. When you see yourself as the winner, hold it for a few moments with feeling, then release it. Repeat it again tomorrow night. Every repetition is another root, going deep into the soil of consciousness. Soon the roots are so strong that nothing can uproot it, and then the vision must break through the surface as fact. Vision requires discipline, but it is not strain. Discipline is the art of returning to the chosen scene, no matter what. When doubts come, do not wrestle with them. Simply return to the vision. It is like steering a ship. The waves may push you off course, but the wheel in your hands keeps you aligned. Each time you return to the vision, you affirm your authority. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are the operant power. You are not waiting for luck. You are assuming the state that luck must obey. When you close your eyes tonight, make it real. Let the feeling of it saturate you. That is the first step of the exercise, vision. Now we move to the second step, which is inner speech. Inner speech is the hidden dialogue that runs constantly in your mind. It is the quiet whisper you hear as you lie in bed, the words you repeat to yourself when no one else is listening. Inner speech is not empty. Every word carries power. Every phrase is a seed planted in the subconscious. Most people do not pay attention to it, and so they rehearse failure without knowing it. They lie in bed, telling themselves stories of lack, stories of worry, stories of fear. They repeat silently that life is hard, that bills are due, that luck never comes. And because the law cannot fail, those words become flesh and walk into their tomorrow. But you are no longer most people. You are the one who understands that inner speech is creation. What you whisper in the silence of your night becomes the command the universe obeys. So if you desire the lottery win, your inner speech must match the state of the winner. It must not be the voice of one who hopes, but the voice of one who knows. Say to yourself, in the stillness of your heart, I did it. I am blessed. I am chosen. Speak these words not with begging, but with certainty. Say them as you would state your name. There is no strain in saying who you are. If your name is John, you do not force yourself to believe it. You simply accept it. In the same way, accept the words of the winner. I am the jackpot winner. I have received. I am thankful. This repetition of inner speech is not mechanical. It must carry the tone of fulfillment. Whisper it with joy, with gratitude, with quiet confidence. Do not chant like one hoping to be heard. Whisper as one who already holds the prize. You are impressing upon your subconscious that this is your truth. And once the subconscious accepts it, the outer world rearranges to match it. The law knows no difference between truth and lie. It only knows what you persist in assuming. So persist in the inner speech of victory, and soon it must crystallize in form. Many fall into the trap of believing that inner speech must be loud or long. This is not so. A short, simple phrase spoken with feeling is more powerful than hours of empty chatter. I did it. Thank you. I am chosen. Repeat these in the moments before sleep, and they will sink deep into the fertile ground of the subconscious. In the silence of night, when your conscious mind grows quiet, the subconscious is most impressionable. That is why your last thought before sleep is so critical. It is the command carried into tomorrow. Do not let your final words be those of worry. Let them be those of triumph. Fall asleep not as the one waiting for the wind, but as the one who already holds it. Let your inner speech soothe you into the state fulfilled. As you whisper silently to yourself, imagine that every word is like a key turning a lock, opening the vault of abundance. Feel the truth of it. If doubts arise, do not fight them. Simply return to the chosen words. Like waves on the shore, doubts may come, but your words are the rock that remains unmoved. In time, your inner speech will become so natural that you no longer need to remember to practice it. You will find yourself throughout the day thinking, as the winner, speaking within as the one who has already received. This is the true transformation. You no longer ask, when will it come? But instead you live as though it is already here. And the world, being nothing but a mirror of your inner state, must reflect it back to you. That is the unbreakable law. Vision and inner speech together are the twin pillars of creation. One without the other is incomplete. Vision gives the picture. Inner speech gives the command. Vision plants the seed. Inner speech waters it. Vision allows you to see yourself as the winner. Inner speech confirms that you are. Practice them nightly, faithfully, without strain, and you will discover that the so-called impossible bends to your assumption. Fall asleep tonight, not as the one who waits, but as the one who is. And in that sacred act, you set the course for your tomorrow. Permission is one of the most overlooked aspects of manifestation, because so many people believe that abundance belongs to someone else. They look at wealth as though it is reserved for a chosen few, forgetting that the true choice lies within themselves. Without giving yourself permission to receive, you unconsciously deny yourself of what is already prepared for you. Every time you say to yourself that it is too much, too unlikely, too impossible, you are quietly shutting the door. The law cannot force itself upon you. It can only bring to pass what you consent to. And permission is consent. You must give yourself the right to hold the prize, to live in the joy of it, to accept the magnitude of what it means to win. It is not arrogance to accept greatness. It is agreement with the truth of who you are. The universe does not ask whether you are worthy. It waits for you to say yes. When you lie down to sleep and begin to assume the state of the winner, watch carefully if your heart resists. You may see yourself holding the winning ticket, and yet feel a voice whispering, "This is too much for me. I do not deserve it. It could never happen." That voice is not truth. It is memory. It is the echo of past conditioning. But you must be bold enough to silence it by granting yourself permission. Say to yourself quietly, "I allow this. I welcome this. It is safe for me to have it." And repeat until it feels natural. You are not taking from someone else. You are opening your own door to the abundance that is already yours. Permission is also freedom from guilt. Many hold back from wealth because they fear how others will see them. They imagine jealousy, criticism, or distance from those they love. So they remain small, hiding from the fullness of life. But giving yourself permission means releasing all such fears. It means understanding that by rising higher, you lift others with you. That your blessing is not a burden, but an invitation for others to believe in their own possibility. If you are willing to see yourself as wealthy, you teach others that they too can. By saying yes to yourself, you become a mirror that says yes to all who look upon you. This step must be practiced deliberately. Each night when you perform the exercise, after vision and inner speech, pause to feel the truth that you have allowed it. Ask yourself honestly, am I permitting myself to be this person? If there is hesitation, confront it. If there is guilt, dissolve it. If there is doubt, release it. Giving yourself permission is not something that happens once. It is a continual practice until the state becomes natural. Just as a child learns to walk by falling and rising again, you too must keep granting yourself permission until it is second nature. When you have given yourself permission, something remarkable happens. The struggle disappears. You no longer pray as though reaching for something out of grasp. You begin to live as though it was always yours. This shift is subtle but powerful. Instead of seeing the win as a distant miracle, you see it as a natural unfolding. Your inner world ceases to argue, and in that peace the law works swiftly. For the only thing that delays manifestation is resistance. And resistance lives in the belief that you are not allowed. Once you allow, the path clears. From permission, we move into identity, and this is where the transformation deepens. Identity is not what you do, it is who you are. To say "I am" is the most powerful phrase you can ever use, because whatever follows it is claimed as your very nature. When you fall asleep each night, you are not just playing with imagination. You are deciding who you are. If you drift into sleep as the one who is waiting, then tomorrow you will wait again. If you drift into sleep as the one who already has, tomorrow must bring evidence of it. You can only express what you identify with. The outer world is nothing but a mirror reflecting the self you assume to be. The mistake many make is trying to manifest from the position of being someone else. They remain in the identity of the poor, the unlucky, the struggler, and from that identity, they attempt to pull wealth into their life. But wealth cannot be attracted to poverty. It is attracted to wealth. You must become in imagination the one who already possesses. To identify as the jackpot winner is to assume the feeling of certainty, the posture of victory, the inner assurance of having. It is not pretending, it is creating. When you take on that identity night after night, your subconscious accepts it as true. Once accepted, it directs your entire world to align with it. Ask yourself honestly, who am I when I close my eyes? If your answer is that you are still waiting, still trying, still hoping, then your work is clear. You must assume the new identity. Begin by saying inwardly, I am the winner. Say it until it feels comfortable. At first your mind may rebel, insisting it is false. That is natural, for your old identity has been reinforced for years. But persistence breaks the pattern. Keep repeating. Keep feeling. Keep affirming until the new identity is as familiar as your own name. Identity must become natural, because when it is natural, the world can do nothing but confirm it. To wear this identity is to live from the end. You no longer think about how or when. You think only as the one who is. You do not ask if it will come. You assume it is already done. Every action, every thought, every feeling begins to flow from this identity. You carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You expect differently. Others will notice a change without knowing why. For your vibration will shift. You will radiate the assurance of one who has already received, and the world cannot resist mirroring that back to you. Identity is also protection. When doubts rise or circumstances seem contrary, identity shields you. If you have truly assumed the state of the winner, then no outer evidence can shake you. Just as a king does not question his throne because of rumors in the street, you will not question your win because of temporary appearances. You remain fixed in your identity, and because the law is faithful, the outer world must bow to the inner truth. When you fall asleep tonight, let permission and identity blend into one. Give yourself the right to be, and then be it. Let your final thought not be a request, but a recognition. You are not asking to win. You are acknowledging that you are the winner. This is the essence of the practice. To permit is to open the door. To identify is to walk through it. And as you repeat this nightly, the invisible will harden into the visible, and the world will marvel at what you always knew in secret. Presence is the great secret that many overlook, because the mind loves to run ahead into the future or wander backward into the past. Presence is the art of resting in what is already true in imagination. It is not about straining. It is not about trying to force belief. It is about allowing yourself to dwell in the satisfaction of already having. When you cultivate presence before sleep, you are no longer chasing after the desire. You are abiding in it. You are not the one who hopes. You are the one who has. Presence is peace. And peace is the surest evidence that you are aligned with the law. When you are at peace, you are no longer searching for signs or proofs, because you have accepted the end as fact. The world may still appear unchanged, but inwardly the victory is won. And once it is won inwardly, the outer world must bend to reveal it. Presence requires you to quiet the restless habit of wondering if it worked. The moment you begin to analyze, measure, or question, you have stepped out of presence and into doubt. Presence says, I am, and leaves it at that. When you lie in bed and assume the state of the lottery winner, let yourself sink into the comfort of it. Feel your body relax as though every care has already been taken care of. Feel the release that comes with knowing the money is secured, the freedom is yours. The celebration has already happened. This feeling of relaxation is proof that you are present in the fulfilled state. It is the stillness of faith, where nothing more needs to be done, because it is already done. In presence, you do not have to rehearse endlessly or repeat affirmations without pause. Instead, you rest in the knowing that what you imagined has already taken root. Just as a seed buried in the ground does not need to be checked every moment, your desire does not need constant interference. Presence is the trust that once the seed is planted, it will grow in its season. So in the moments before sleep, cultivate the calm of one who already has. Let your breathing slow. Let your thoughts soften. Let your heart rest in gratitude. Gratitude is the natural language of presence, because gratitude implies completion. No one gives thanks for what they do not have. They give thanks for what is already theirs. So as you rest in presence, let gratitude fill you. Thank you, it is done. Thank you, it is mine. Thank you, I have received. Presence is not an intellectual exercise. It is a felt experience. To be present as the winner means to embody the feeling of relief, joy, and assurance that comes from having crossed the finish line. When a runner finishes a race, they no longer push themselves forward. They slow down, they breathe, they celebrate. That is what presence feels like. The effort stops, the chase ends, and there is only the sweet satisfaction of being there. Let this be the mood that carries you into sleep. For when you enter sleep in presence, you are impressing the subconscious with the state fulfilled, and the subconscious never forgets. It will reproduce in your waking world what you carried into the depths of rest. Presence is also the discipline of letting go. Many struggle with letting go because they fear that if they do not constantly think of their desire, it will slip away. But the opposite is true. By holding on too tightly, they smother the seed. By resting in presence, you allow the natural forces of creation to work. You release control and trust the law. The law is faithful, and it cannot fail. The only thing required of you is to abide in the end. So tonight, when you close your eyes, do not grasp or strain. Simply rest. Rest as the one who has already received, Rest as the jackpot winner. Rest in the presence of fulfillment. And then comes the seal of sleep. Sleep is not just a biological function. It is a spiritual passage. It is the moment when the conscious mind gives way and the subconscious takes command. Whatever state you carry into sleep is sealed within you, and from that state tomorrow unfolds. This is why the final moments before sleep are sacred. They are the altar upon which you lay your offering. If you offer worry, worry is multiplied. If you offer lack, lack is multiplied. But if you offer the vision of victory, the speech of triumph, the identity of the winner, that is what is sealed, and that is what must emerge in your world. Think of sleep as the messenger that carries your last assumption into the infinite. When you drift off, your conscious effort ends, but the seed you planted in those final minutes is handed over to the fertile soil of the subconscious. The subconscious does not argue, it does not reason, it accepts and reproduces. So the most important work of all is to choose carefully what you allow to be sealed. If you go to bed as the one who is still waiting, that is the state that will continue. But if you go to bed as the one who already has, then that is what is impressed, and the world must mirror it. To seal your desire in sleep, you must let your final thought be the assumption fulfilled. Do not allow worry to be your last word. Do not allow doubt to be your final impression. Guide yourself gently into the state of the wish fulfilled. Repeat your inner speech of victory with calm assurance. Hold the vision of having won for just a few moments until it feels natural. Let your body sink into the mattress with the relaxation of one who is safe, secure, and complete. And then let sleep take you. In this way, sleep becomes the most powerful ally in creation, for it carries your assumption directly into the depths of the subconscious, where it cannot be denied. The seal of sleep is not about how long you can hold the state, but about how deeply you feel it in the moment you let go. Even if you only hold it for a few seconds before drifting off, it is enough, because the subconscious is impressed in those moments of surrender. It is better to feel it real for a short while than to struggle for hours in strain. Quality matters more than quantity. So focus on the feeling, focus on the acceptance, focus on the truth that it is done. Let that be the final impression as the doorway of sleep opens, and it will be sealed within you. Sleep is also the realm where imagination becomes most alive. In dreams and in the subconscious, there are no limits, no boundaries, no obstacles. When you carry your fulfilled desire into sleep, you are allowing it to mingle with the infinite power of imagination that governs all. What begins as a simple vision in those final minutes expands into an entire reality in the unseen. And once it has taken root there, it must appear here. For imagination creates reality, and sleep is the womb of creation. So when you prepare for bed, do not treat it as a casual end to your day. Treat it as the most important ritual of your life. Remove the distractions, quiet the noise, and enter your rest as though you are entering the sanctuary of creation. Lie down with the calm of one who already knows. Whisper your words of victory. See your vision. Feel your presence, and then surrender. Sleep will take your offering and return it to you multiplied. This is the seal, the sacred binding of your desire to your destiny. When you master presence and the seal of sleep, you no longer wake with anxiety, but with assurance. You rise each morning not asking if it will happen, but knowing it is unfolding. You carry with you the peace of one who has already won. And in time, that inner certainty crystallizes into outer fact. The lottery win that seemed impossible becomes the natural outcome of your state. The world cannot resist the law, and the law cannot fail the one who abides in it. You need only rest, permit, identify, remain present, and seal it in sleep. And the unseen will reveal itself in your world, as though it had been waiting for you all along.